Okay, we can see I got some of this done here. I'll zoom in a little bit and kind of try to show. I mean, this is definitely not rocket science, but I'll just show anyway. I just get my paintbrush, kind of get some good amount of the joint compound on it, and I just work it in like that. And there's a lot of people that really like the smear look and just would leave it like that. To us, it's just a little bit too much white, and so I like to see the color and detail. And wiping it off, it just brings out a lot of nice detail in the brick. So that's the look we're going for. Now some people, or most people I think I've seen on YouTube, would use a spatula for this to smear it on, but I've just found it's a lot less abrasive to the brick, to the finish, to just use the brush, especially with the poly coat finish over it now. It's not gonna try to wipe anything off. When I first did this before, and I didn't do the poly coat before, what happened is my brush started coming up pink with the mud that was on there. So I decided right away it's time to put a little protective coat between the two, and that way I can work this and not have any issues. Good morning. This is all dry now. I couldn't stand it last night. I had to see how the effect was going to turn out, so I did a couple late last night just to get a good visual. Anyway, I'm going to do this today. I just got a bucket with some water and one of the kitchen sponges, and I'm just going to go through this morning and start wiping these down to get to this point. And then after this, I'll clean up the edges again and a little bit of paint, touch up and stuff around the edges. And then we do the faux mortar. I'll do that later today, hopefully. And after that, then we'll do the clear coat. And then it'll be done for the wall part. So let's go ahead and do one. So you kind of get a look at it. You wipe it across, you're not trying to scrub all of it off, obviously. You just kind of want enough to reveal some nice detail and let that bottom color that we worked so hard on come back through. Go. On to the next one. And you might be wondering, is there an easier way to do this? Well, there probably is. But I just haven't found it yet. When I do, maybe I'll make another video on that. Or maybe you can make a video on that. Show me what the easy way is. I would appreciate it. And just don't overdo it. You can always come back and take a little more off. One more. And then I'll bring you back when it's full mortar time. I might leave a couple of these more heavily covered with the drywall mortar or mud, just to kind of give a contrast. Play around with the design a little bit. But when you do yours, it's solely up to you, and you'll enjoy it. All right. Well, I've spent the time to go over and wipe this down. I've got it down to about the look that I'm wanting. Just to let you know, I did go over it twice. The first time to get most of it down, and then there was just a light haze I wasn't happy with. So I let it dry completely and then came back with clean water and a sponge, wiped a couple bricks, rinsed it out, a couple bricks, rinsed it out, just lightly to get that haze off, and then I freshened up the water several times in the process as well, just to keep clean water, wipe it down, and now I'm really happy with the results. So at this point, what I'm going to do is do the mortar. Now I'm doing artificial mortar, fake mortar, faux mortar, however you want to say it. And what I'm using is about 2/3 of the joint compound to 1/3 sand, just clay sand, and I'm going to add some black cement pigment to it to give it a little bit of a gray color. You don't add a whole lot because a little goes a long way with that pigment, but probably the amount I'm going to do here, I'll probably do about 2 quarts to 3 quarts of the mud, and so appropriate amount of sand, about 1 quart of sand, 1.5 quarts, somewhere in there, and then probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the pigment at the most. Mix that up real good, and then I'm going to use a piping bag. Fill it up with a piping bag and come in and fill this up. As I go, I will do probably a section of about 3 feet by 3 feet at a time, and then I'll fill the mortar joints and then come in with my finger, and I'm just going to use my finger, and that's it, just to fill it in. Not a striking tool, but my finger will just kind of go along and fill it up or smooth it out. And I'll have a bucket that I'll just put the overflow of the mortar in, and I'll just do, like I say, about a 3 foot by 3 foot at a time, because if you wait too much longer, the sand will make the drywall mud dry just a little bit quicker. And so if you get too far ahead of yourself and come back, you won't be able to clean it up and make it look nice, like a nice mortar joint. Now, I'm not going for the perfect mortar joint on this. We tried 3 different ways of doing the mortar, and we like just a little rougher look to it, just like I say, just smoothing it out with just the fingers. I'm not leaving it protrude out beyond the brick by any means, but as I'm cleaning it up, I'm just kind of giving it that little bit, like there was a little striking tool just kind of used on it, enough to give it a little bit of a concave, and then just leaving it. And you do want to check back every once in a while. Using that type of mortar, it does sometimes leave a little cavity. So you go back, look at it, make sure that everything's good. While you have some wet mortar, you can still patch it up, make it look decent. So again, I'll probably wait till I get down into this area somewhere, and then I'll bring you back, show you just how I do that particular area, and just so you're not having to watch me do the whole wall. And then that's pretty much it for today. I'll let that dry for the rest of the day and into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning I'll come in, and that's when I'll do the clear coat. I'll probably do about at least 2, probably 3 coats of polyurethane over top. And I'll get the mortar, the brick, everything real good protected. So that way if there's any splash, anything happens, it keeps it protected nice. And I use the matte finish, just like I used flat paint, polyurethane, I'm using the matte finish on that. So I just didn't want to go for the wet look. The matte covers it and you don't really see that much difference. So after that I'll be ready for shelves. So we're getting close.